time. It would be a goddamn crime. Loving you is easily, me not lie. Say me one breed, you you start smiling.
You look at the bottom of the East, 6, 7, and 8. Which teams, what jumps out at you, and which team would you not want to be? You know that 1, 2, and 3, I think, are Toronto, 3rd is Cleveland, and 2 is Boston. So when you look at that, guys, I don't have trust in Washington. I actually started trusting them this year, and then when John Wall got hurt and them talking back and forth, I don't really trust teams that don't get along. I'd rather have a team with chemistry. I'm sure they get along, all that, but just from what I hear in the media or guys saying things, you know, it's hard for me to trust that type of team. When you look at other teams, whether it's Toronto, whether it's the guys at the bottom, is it any team you automatically trust? Any team that's a little bit tougher to trust at the bottom, BD?
At the bottom, I would say I trust Miami. You know, proven, you know, dedicated. They win close games down the stretch. They won close games this season down the stretch, some in overtime, and I would say they're the most stable.
So you hope they stay in that 6th spot? You want to see Miami?
I want to see Cleveland and Miami, you know, the way LeBron match up.
Miami should stay at number 6. They should want to match up with Cleveland in the first round. 7 and 8 should be aiming for Toronto, especially Washington, because Toronto, they're playing great, they're the number 1 seed, but they have a guy on their team who's around playoff time, he's missing. So if I was playing against him, I'm going at him every night. Try to put him in that hole, try to put him in that shell. Toronto can be gotten, because until he proves himself in the playoffs, I don't really believe him. You know, they're playing great, they're having a great year at one, but, you know, playoffs is where you make a name for yourself. He hasn't really made a name for himself. So if I'm 7 or 8, I want to play Toronto in that first round.
Isaiah, when I ask you this question, do you think as a player or a coach, and then ask the question, like, what, you've had so many hats, or a president, or a GM, or whatever?
Well, I would put myself in a player and a coach mindset right now.
Okay.
And the reason why I would say that is because I think the question should be is, can we trust the top 3?
Okay.
You know, can we trust Toronto? Can we trust Boston? Can we trust Cleveland? And right now, I see the top 3 having a lot of problems, right? I look at Toronto, and they haven't been successful in the playoffs. So you say they got confidence problems right now. You look at Boston, they're not healthy.
Right.
There's no Kyrie, right? You don't know what they're going into the playoffs. Yeah, and you look at Cleveland, right? They don't know how they're going to perform and how they're going to play in the playoffs. So even though those top 3 teams have the best records, I don't know if they're as stable as the bottom half of the East right now. The top 3.
Look at them.
That's
I
great.
agree. I think somebody's prone for an upset. First round upset because of the matchups. When you look at, you know, Milwaukee being in the 8th spot, you know, who's going to match up anybody on Toronto with Giannis, you know? And then when you start looking at the matchups, you know, now they have Bledsoe, now they got Jabari Parker back. You know, these guys are starting to get healthy. So the matchups are going to really be, you know, the thing that separates the 1 from the 8 seed. And I think having that superstar, like you talked about a few weeks ago, what superstars are going to rise to the challenge? Is it Giannis? Is it DeMar? Is it Kyle Lowry? Don't hit that button. I see you over there.
You should have got him, Shaq. He wasn't supposed to wait. Listen, man, this is the same dude that elbowed a dunk on a 12-year-old kid.
That's exactly what he did tonight.
That's exactly what he did. But
That's the last day of school.
We got lots more to come on the Last Players Only. We dunking on kids, dunking on grandmas, and we're going to talk about Shaq. We'll talk about Shaq's shopping habits, like, you know, where does he get his drawers from? But it's garbage time for a lot of teams that are limited.
I don't want to die for them to miss me. Yes, I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some brothers that outlive me. They gon' tell the story was